Time is like an ocean. A life within time is comparable to that of the rise and fall of the waves. And similar to an ocean, time and reality have many layers. If you haven't already guessed it, I'm talking about the depths of reality we call dimensions. There are tales about portals or dimension doors on my planet called Earth. Of course, with each dimension, the planet exists, but may go by different names in its respective dimension. With different realities comes various predators of the unexpected travelers. My story begins with a trip across the United States, traveling coast to coast, from New York to California. The truth is, I never make it to the West Coast. While traveling through the Great Basin, I passed a woman walking by herself, with a suitcase in hand. She was a middle-aged woman, wearing outdated clothing that looked like they were from the early 1900s. I slowed and offered her a ride. She didn't even look at me. She just kept walking, not even acknowledging my presence. I shrugged, rolled up my window, and continued driving. About an hour later, I noticed another person walking on the road, just up ahead. As I came closer, I began to recognize the style of clothing, right down to the color. When I was right up next to the individual, I realized that it was the same woman, walking from where I just came. How did she get here? I asked myself. There couldn't have been a shortcut. It's been an hour since I saw her back there. I slowed down and rolled my window down. "Excuse me," I called out. Again, she just looked ahead and continued walking. "What is wrong with this woman?" I muttered, as I hit the button on the driver's side door to roll up the window. Without turning towards me, the woman spoke. "Your car won't make it," she exclaimed. "It will break down right there." She pointed with an elegant index finger toward an area about 2 miles ahead. I rolled my eyes and sped off away from her. She's got a few screws loose, I thought to myself. I started coming up on the area where the strange woman had predicted, and began to pass without any sign of an issue. And then, my check engine light popped on. The front of the car under the hood began to puff out billows of smoke, and I heard the bang of all 4 of my tires blowing out simultaneously. I moved the wreck to the side of the road and slammed my fists on the steering wheel. "Are you kidding?" I screamed. "She must have done something to my car." I stepped out, slamming the door behind me. I looked back down the road to see how far the woman was before she got to me. She was gone. I scanned the road and the landscape on either side. Where could she have gone? I thought to myself. I gave up trying to find her and began to look over my car. The wheels were completely mutilated, as if slashed by an extremely sharp object, but there wasn't anything in the road that could do that kind of damage. I dropped my head and stomped over to the front of the car. The smoke was starting to settle, but there still was quite a bit pouring out. I popped the hood and started swiping away the smoke with my hands. I heard some movement coming around the side of my car. I whipped around, and standing there was the strange woman. But the way she had angled herself towards me was the same way she was with the road. This time, she was looking at me through the corner of her eye. "Looks like you need some help," she said, smiling. "I told you this would happen." I glared at her, tightening my fists. "What did you do to my car?" I demanded. She continued to stand sideways to me, not exposing any other part of her body. A sinister grin spread across her lips. "Where are you headed?" she asked. "California," I yelled. "Did you not hear what I asked? And why are you standing like that?" The woman's grin disappeared from her face. "Standing like what?" she asked, gritting her teeth. "Sideways," I yelled back. A faint laugh escaped the strange woman's lips. "California?" she questioned. "I've never heard of it. Must be a human thing." As she finished her sentence, the woman turned her body towards me. As she did, the frame of the woman began to disappear, and a giant black spider with red eyes took its place. "Such disgusting creature! I have you in my web! I haven't tasted human in a very long time."